Well, hi everyone. I'm John Redland, and these are my predictions for WWE NXT Takeover Portland. Couple notes: as you can tell from doing these predictions, I'm going to be also reviewing it solo. Derb is busy, so I'm hoping for a goddamn good takeover. And I'm also doing these predictions a few days early because I'm going to be very busy with the weekly reviews. I'm also going to be busy at like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I'm not going to have enough time to do the predictions after NXT on Wednesday. And also they finalized the card. I mean, any other stipulations they want to add, excuse me for not possessing the kind of clairvoyance to see ahead. But 6 matches on this takeover, I mean, that's more than they've had on a lot of takeovers lately. But it makes sense because NXT on USA, they've been doing a whole lot of, giving away a whole lot of pay-per-view or takeover quality matches on there. So they're like, well, shit, we got to load up these takeovers. And that's what they did here. 2 women's matches, 4 championship matches, 1 grudge match. So let's see what happens. Dakota Kai versus Tegan Nox, street fight. Dakota Kai is going to win. Tegan Nox will win if they do another match, like say either on TV or at TakeOver Tampa Bay. Dakota Kai has to win here. Why? Because then she could say, well, I proved that I, was right to beat up Tegan Nox at War Games and proved she was the weak link and that I'm the strong one, that I never needed her. And she could go after a championship, and then Tegan could screw her over, and then we could get that blow off at that takeover, and then possibly get the finale, like where Tegan will win on NXT TV a little bit later on. But Dakota winning here would just make the most sense, and establishing her heel run would be perfect. Now we have Keith Lee versus Dominik Dijakovic, NXT North American Championship, and I got Keith Lee. The match is going to be good. They're 1-1-1. You could have some interference and cause them to be 1-1-2, and you could have a no contest. Cameron Grimes, not maybe Kushida, have Walter come in and just, say he's going after the championship. I doubt it. But Cameron Grimes, you could have Priest or Dane run in, but Dominik already beat both those guys. He beat Dane most recently on NXT TV, so there's really no reason to have anybody interfere in on this. And also, it's too soon to take the title off of Keith Lee. Keith Lee's got to win here. Match is going to be good, and Dominik will continue to rise up the ranks. Please no Poison Ranas. I don't need to see guys this big doing that. So then we get Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly versus Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne, the Broserweights NXT Tag Team Championships. So they're on the line. We get the Dusty Classic winners, Dunne and Riddle, and look, I'm sick of the makeshift tag teams winning the Dusty Classic. That's 3 out of 5. Riddle and Dunne are a good team, do not get me wrong. Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly are a very good team. How much fish could Bobby Fish fry? Bobby Fish could fry fish, as Riddle said. If the Broserweights don't win, I don't know what the fuck we're doing here. And I don't like makeshift tag teams winning the tag team championships. I railed against Rollins and Murphy doing it, or Rollins and Buddy, or whatever the fuck his goddamn name is. I guess he's Murphy now. It's a stupid goddamn thing. Or Hangman Page and Kenny Omega winning on AEW Dynamite recently. But I'm not a big fan. I've never been a fan of makeshift tag teams winning unless it makes sense and it can lead to something. Dunne and Riddle, the problem is if they don't win, then what do you have Fish and O'Reilly do? You have them do a screwy finish and then have them have a rematch off of on TV and then have Dunne and Riddle win? No. Undisputed Era have held the championships long enough. You get to where you call them up after TakeOver Tampa Bay. Raw or SmackDown, I don't really know. Probably, I would almost say Raw because they could really do some great things there. And Heyman would know what to do with them, but that's looking out in the future. Dunne and Riddle have to win. They have to, as much as I don't like makeshift tag teams winning. Otherwise, what other team are you going to have win? They don't have any other face teams that could possibly beat them anyway. They could beat heels. So, what? Have the Forgotten Sons build up some other tag teams, do something like that? The Forgotten Sons, you can't have them win the tag team championships. No one would give a shit because it's a fucking stupid gimmick. And Jackson Riker may want to, keep certain, views to himself when he's working for a billion-dollar company that probably supports those views. But anyway, Riddle and Dunne will have to win. If they don't, I don't really know what the fuck we're doing here. The tag team divisions in every single goddamn company are kind of a joke. Despite the talent that there is. Finn Balor versus Johnny Gargano. I have Finn Balor winning. I think Finn Balor is going to go and win the title at TakeOver Tampa Bay. Now, watch me be completely wrong. They have Johnny Gargano win, they have Ciampa win, and then we go with that match, and we finally have that blow off that we didn't get a chance to have last year, which is probably the route they're going to go. I have Finn winning, though, Finn for the win, and then I have Finn holding it till, say, the SummerSlam takeover, which I think SummerSlam's in Boston this year, so we're going to get Takeover Boston, which is going to be impressive. Oh boy! Speaking of which, New Japan's Wrestle Dynasty in Madison Square Garden and Takeover Boston the same day. Fucking hell, I'm going to have to find a way to split screen that shit, and I'm going to go absolutely insane trying to watch it. But also, it's going to be absolutely insane watching that. But before we get to that, I just had Finn Balor winning. I just think Finn winning would make the most sense. He'll probably go back up to Raw or SmackDown after Mania is done, which would be disappointing since I think this is one of the best runs he's had. But it would just add a little more star power to have him do it. Now, I've railed against a certain person winning the NXT Women's Championship that I'll get into in just a bit. But Finn winning would make the most sense because Gargano's championship run was not all that good, and let's be honest, sir, we don't need another Gargano Ciampa match. I know, and I'm sorry, I just don't need to see another one. Even though I understand why they would do it, I don't need to see it. So I got Finn and watch Johnny win and watch him go that route. Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair, NXT Women's Championship, because that's what it fucking is. Rhea, easily. I don't see why Bianca would win. Nothing against Bianca. She's talented. She had a great performance in the Women's Royal Rumble. She's going to be a star on Raw or SmackDown. Probably Raw. She could be a great feud for... Watch, she could take title off of Shayna if Shayna beats Becky at Mania 36, and you can have Bianca do that at SummerSlam, and you can finally have Bianca have a championship, because she ain't getting it here. And Rhea will go on to face Charlotte, and Rhea will hopefully retain the championship over Charlotte at Mania 36, because Charlotte doesn't need any more championships, and somebody actually needs to, beat Charlotte at Mania. But anyway, that's in the future. Rhea's winning, no doubt. And then we get Adam Cole, baby, versus Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT Men's Championship. I guess I'll just start calling it that, but the NXT World Championship, whatever. I want Adam Cole to win. I fear Tommaso Ciampa is going to win, because I think they're going to call the Undisputed Era up after Mania. Or at Mania, who the fuck knows? They're going to attack somebody. Watch them attack Drew, and just kind of have everything come full circle. When Undisputed Era first debuted, at TakeOver Brooklyn 3 at the end, when Drew beat Rude, then they have, Undisputed Era attack Drew, or somebody, I don't know who the fuck they would attack. But I think, oh God, Adam Cole attacking Roman Reigns, and Undisputed Era goes to SmackDown. There we go. So, a little fancy booking here in on this to just have a little fun with the video. Tommaso Ciampa, I think, is going to win. Now, he was limping around on his knee. Hopefully his knee isn't serious and that he can win this. And they could have him put over Finn Balor at TakeOver Tampa Bay, because I think that would make the most sense. But the problem is they're either going to do Gargano Ciampa again, or they throw Finn in there and they have a triple threat. Or they have Adam Cole in there and they just make it a 4-way, and make it a 4-way ladder match, and then everybody just is all destroyed afterwards. But that's what I have. I have the tag titles changing hands, and I have the NXT Men's Championship changing hands. So those are my predictions right there. So the review will obviously be longer because I'll have more to talk about here, but those are quick predictions. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.